Course 4 commercial real estate transactions. In my experience and talking to a ton of students, this can go one of two ways. You could either be excited with the business aspects of now working with commercial real estate, or never even thought about doing a commercial real estate transaction in your entire life. A very high percentage of students will fall into that second category. However, we all have to go through it. We have to pass the exam, so let's break it down. This video is going to be in 3 parts. First, the structure, then the second, where to focus most, and the third, some really good visual breakdowns. Just quickly, my name is Callum Moore, eXp Realty, real estate broker here in Ontario. If you find these videos helpful, consider liking and subscribing. It means an absolute ton to me, but let's just dive right into it. Okay, so course 4 in the order process is now coming after simulation session 1, and it is the commercial home stretch now. Course 4 and right after it is Sims 2. So if you really don't care about commercial, at least as you're going through this, think to yourself, well, if I'm going through course 4, it's at least going to help me with one more exam in Sims 2. Sims 2, although a very different exam, it is commercial, so there will be some overlay. This course, if we go back to course 3, we're definitely up from course 3 to 15 modules. 15 modules is a lot of modules. However, there is quite a bit of repetition, so you might find you're able to skim or read a bit faster. Course 4 has an estimated reading time. Know yourself, know if you're reading faster or slower now as you go through the real estate content. Personally, I was able to go through course 4 even faster, but definitely do not sleep on this one. I talked to an absolute ton of students, and it will depend on which version of the exam you get. Some are extremely difficult. Let's not start slacking now as we approach the finish line. Let's continue to come in over prepared. As usual, if you are looking for the additional support, look to the Exam Master Mini Course 4 in the description below. More on that later in the video. This exam structure is the same as course 3. We have 115 multiple choice questions, and we have 3 hours to complete it. Again, keep in mind, for the sake of when you're going through the exam and good mental preparation, you can get 28 questions wrong and still pass with a 76%. Okay, let's get into what you're going to see most, maybe where to focus most before we get into the visual breakdowns. A good short list. There will still be a little bit of TRESA and our code of ethics. However, it will be significantly less than you've seen before. Third-party responsibilities and understanding who will do what in a real estate transaction. There will be questions about referring to the right third-party professionals, which some of the exams before weren't doing. For example, lawyers, accountants, architects, surveyors, stuff like that is where they want you to know who to refer to, so you have to read the question even more diligently sometimes. There will be a decent amount of questions centered around leases and lease types, and keep in mind, of course, we're all into commercial leases now. Business valuation methods, industrial property considerations, also be familiar with zoning, environmental site assessments will 100% come up, phases 1, 2, and 3. As for a question that I get so often from a lot of students, the dreaded, for some, the dreaded math questions. Don't waste too much time on any one particular math question. The consensus is 0 to 4. Yes, you could literally get an exam with 0. That is rare, of course. Expect 2 to 4 math questions. Stuff like weighted average and cap rate calculations. It's perfectly fine to start learning some of this math because math will come up a bit more in Sims 2, but as far as course 4, there will be no formulas needed or anything like that. When you do get a math question, it will be one calculation max. Understand the agreement of purchase and sale, commercial, trust accounts, commission agreements, and what happens after key documents are signed. Okay, this is a really good short list here, and again, I cover all of these topics in depth and a ton more, and quiz you with really good MCQ questions in the mini quizzes. Look to the Exam Master Mini Courses in the description below for that, but let's get into some really good visual breakdowns. Let's start with types of commercial properties, and again, you're going to see this in course 4 and a bit into Sims 2, of course, as well. We have retail properties, office properties, and industrial properties. If you found this video on YouTube, you're probably exactly like me. You're a pretty good visual learner. That's why you keep coming here. And this is doing what I always did before getting into anything. I give myself a good visual representation of what I'm going to see first. Retail building, an office building, industrial building. Even by just looking at these images, I can get on the right foot of common sense. A commercial retail property, maybe in a mall or even a strip mall, usually clustered together to get a lot of of consumers into one place at a time, and they really want to be in high traffic areas. Commercial office property, maybe in a high-rise building with lots of separate desks, could be a small office in a strip mall as well, could be in both high traffic areas or low traffic areas, depending on the necessities of the business. An industrial property, usually a big or huge piece of land, a lot more rules and zoning regulations of where they can be located because of factors like noise and pollution, and they definitely want to be in low traffic areas for the obvious reasons, but as well as cost. Usually high traffic areas, the property will come at a higher cost, and unless this industrial property needs to be near shipping or water, for instance, you just want low cost, lower desired area and land. I do stuff like this so my brain can connect visually to what I'm learning. This definitely helps with good common sense that comes up on the exams. So those are the big three types of commercial properties that will come up in the exams, but 100% you will still also get commercial condominiums. Commercial condominiums can be a variety of buildings, but one you'll see come up is a mixture of residential and business. We've all seen them before where it's say a 4 to 6 story building and the main floor at the bottom is businesses like retail or restaurants. So although the big three are retail, office, and industrial, definitely do not sleep on commercial condominiums. Don't skip them, they will come up. Some of these modules in course 4 are quite large, but like mentioned, there will be some repetition. You'll see retail, office, and industrial, agreement of purchase and sale, commercial come up, and there's very little differences between those three, so you're going to be able to read and skim there much faster. Like mentioned, this could go one or two ways. You might love commercial, or you have no plans, like the majority of people, no plans of doing commercial real estate. I was actually surprised. By the time I got to Sims 2 in my breakout rooms, when I'm conversing with fellow students, I was surprised. About 4 or 5 of them of the 22 I was in there with were thinking about going commercial full time. So you never know. I really hope this video helped, guys. And as mentioned, if you are looking for that additional support to pass these exams first try or crush a retake, look to the Exam Master mini courses in the description below. It's mini notes, mini quizzes, my exact fundamentals I use to pass all exams first try and in 4.5 months, as well as I break down on video the 4 types of questions you will see in the exams. Those links in the description below are also value links for the YouTube family for the time being. If you have any questions at all, you can DM, email, comment on this video. I get back to everyone. My name is Callum Moore, eXp Realty real estate broker here in Ontario. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.